Francisco here again. I'm here to review actually a couple of products, but all regarding shaving. So there's a type of shaving that a lot of guys are used to. It's, you know, wake up and take a shower and you spray some gloop in your hand, you rub it on, grab your Gillette, shave it off, get going. Now that's fine for some people, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, I've discovered the craft of wet shaving. I think wet shaving is something that should be brought back. It's the ways a lot of our grandpas used to shave. So you probably already have a lot of this stuff if you connect it to your grandpa or your dad. I think it's a great way to shave. It not only feels really good, it's a little bit more natural, it's environmentally friendly, it saves you money, and I just think it's nice to have a little moment to yourself as a guy in the morning when you're shaving, and just kind of time to think or time to just work with your hands and do something that it's a little bit different. So today I'm going to try to make this video a little bit shorter. I'll be probably doing some live demos in the future, but right now I'm just going to go through kind of the 4 phases. So if you are interested in wet shaving, there's a lot of good videos out there on YouTube. I recommend you check some of them out. I learned a lot from Mantis. Just look up Mantis and wet shaving. He'll teach you a lot. But I'm going to go through my own product and my own process of how I do it. So the wet shaving is a 4-step process. Real quick, I separated my products here. I got pre-shave oil, everything you need to make your lather, your razor and your actual shaver, and your post-shave. So I'll start with the pre-shave. So I went to a store called Art of Shaving, and they sell kits and everything. And the first step is pre-shave oil. Some people swear by this stuff. I actually got this as a gift in a package. To be honest, I don't notice that much of a difference. It's also because I don't grow a lot of facial hair. If you're somebody who grows a really thick beard, this is probably good for you. Basically what it is it's an oil that you rub into your beard, and it softens the hair so that when you use the razor, it'll glide over especially the coarser hair. My facial hair is a little more fine, so I don't really notice the difference. But the people I've talked to who swear by this stuff usually have a really thick beard, and they say this is a lifesaver because it helps your blade stay sharp because it doesn't get dull by hitting all those coarse hairs. So, you know, it's up to you. I have it. I use it every now and again, especially on those times when I've gone camping or I'll be out for a long time and I'll forget to shave. If my beard or my goatee gets thick, I'll definitely use this stuff, and it does make a difference at that point. But again, I shave kind of more regularly, so I don't really see the need if you shave regularly. So that's first step. Second step, now this is an interesting step. There's two parts to this that are really important. The first is a brush. They sell all kinds of brushes. Most common is usually badger hair, which is what this is, followed by boar's hair, and then synthetic. Badger has a distinct advantage. It's a little more expensive, but the hairs are softer, and it makes, in my opinion, a richer lather, and it absorbs heat. So if you're using hot water, your lather will be kind of warm. And if you've ever been to an old school barbershop, it feels really good to have warm lather. So highly recommend getting a badger brush. The only thing about a badger brush is they do retain a lot of water. So the very first time you open your box, whatever you have, you may have a funky smell, like wet dog. I recommend just kind of working through that. Some people use dish soap. Some people just kind of rinse it, use it, without actually applying it until the smell goes away. I just powered through. I washed it the first time with some soap and then started using it. It was fine. After a couple uses, the smell went away. Matter of fact, it actually smells really good. It smells like my shave cream, which is the next thing. So before I get into making the lather, you need a good brush. This one's from Art of Shaving. I also use a synthetic blend, so I have 2 different kinds. I like this one the best, but it's a little small, as you can tell, so it takes a little bit more working the bowl. I would get if I had a choice, I'd get a bigger one, but right now, since I have this one and a synthetic one that someone bought for me, I really don't need another one. So for now, this works. If I do it again, though, I'd buy another badger brush, but a bigger one. All right. Second thing you need is shave cream. Now, a lot of people like the shave cream that comes from a can. Don't use that stuff. The one thing I've found with wet shaving is that natural shave creams and shave soaps are so much better. They smell really good. They're made from all natural ingredients. They don't have this slimy, goopy feel to them. And they leave your skin feeling really soft and smelling really good. Now, there's 2 options here. There's a soap. Some people, I don't know if you've seen them or not, but there's like a round soap bar. You can put it in a coffee mug and just work that. I don't like those as much because it makes more like soap suds, which is fine, but you need a little bit more water for those and they wear away a little faster. What I prefer is this. Obviously, I have it here. It's shaving cream. I got it from the Art of Shaving. You can go to artofshaving.com. They have all kinds of stuff. They have stores all over the place. This one is called Sandalwood Essential Oil. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's kind of like glue paste almost. It's all goopy inside, and but it's nice because all you need is a real little bit. You like a size of an almond or a dime. You know, depending on obviously how much lather you're going to need. But with a little bit of water and a little bit of this stuff, that smells really good, by the way. Every time I open it, it smells good. And this thing is about 6 months old, and it's still going strong. So you don't need a lot of it, and it'll last you a long time. So anyway, what you do is you'll fill your bowl with your sink with hot water, and you need some kind of bowl. I use a small bowl because I can sit this down in the water and it'll float, and I can keep it warm. But what some people do is they use a coffee mug. It's up to you. But you wet the brush, you just get it nice and wet, and then I would just rinse it out because you don't want too much water because your lather will be slimy if you do. Put a little bit either on the brush itself or in the bowl, and then you just start working it in a circle, and you'll notice it'll foam up real nice. So again, I'll make another video with a live demo of that. For now, it's just a product. Make sure you get a brush, some kind of shave cream, and somewhere to mix it all, and you'll create a real nice lather. It smells great and feels great. Once you have that, your face will be nice and oiled up if you have a thick beard. You rub it on and just get a nice thick, just a thick foam on your face. Next step, obviously, is the blade. So the blade is a double-edged safety razor. This is a Merkur long handle. I really like it. It's the long handle. I have a little bit bigger hand, so the long handle is nice. Some of them are really short, but they're stout. The nice thing about it is when you start doing safety razors, you'll need to figure out angles, and it's not about pressure. If you push on this, it's a straight blade, it'll cut your face. So it's a little more dangerous, but I kind of like that. It's kind of manly, and it's kind of invigorating to know that like there's cold steel cutting the hairs on your face. It's pretty sweet. But anyway, I'm going to take this one apart. There's different kinds. There's some that like open up like a flower. There's some that come apart. This one comes apart. So when I put it together, here's what you do. So the first part is obviously the long handle comes off. And then there's like this guide rail. And this basically is just guiding it so that the hairs will get caught up in the blade. The most important part, obviously, is the razor blade. So this uses straight up razor blades. So there's a lot of different kinds, and I'll get more into that later. But keep in mind there's a razor blade. And obviously the cap. This one's a little bit rounded. So what you do is you take a brand new razor blade. This one's a little used, but I've only used it once or twice, so I'm not going to replace it at this time. I'll make another video when I do. You put the blade on the blade head. You put the guardrail right back on that. And obviously, if you notice, I'm grabbing it from the sides because it is a razor blade. If you grab it like this, you can cut yourself, and that's not fun. I've done it. So anyway, and then you screw this in. And as you screw it in, you screw it just enough till it tightens, and it kind of gives the blade a little bit of a curve. What then you'll find is you'll rest the guardrail on your face, lift it until the blade touches, and drag it down, and you'll feel it cut. Matter of fact, I cut some right now. I don't recommend that. It doesn't hurt. It's nice and sharp, but it'll dry out your skin, and that's not good. So when you got a nice foam on your face from the lather, it lubricates all the little whiskers and all the little hairs. So when you glide it, you'll know you have the right angle when you're pulling it, and you feel just kind of a sliding, and the hair will kind of pop off. Kind of like when you sharpen a knife and you rub it against your arm to cut off the arm hair, same thing. Another important thing to know is if you are using a double-edged safety razor, the goal is not to get it all in one stroke, like with Gillette and some of these other, Mach 5 or whatever they have now. The goal of those is to pull it all at once. With this, you got to take your time, but just like anything of quality, if you take your time and do it right, it's a lot better shave. So with this, you just kind of go for passes. So you'll go over the first pass and thin out your blade or your razor. You'll still have a lot of hair left after the one time. Then you re-lather, you rinse off, you re-lather. Then what I do is then I flip it and go up against the grain. And then I rinse that and I lather again. And on the third lather, if I still need it, I'll go across the grain. And then if I still feel like there's little rough areas, I'll usually dab the lather and just finish those off really nice. Then when you're done with everything, you rinse it all off, and you rinse with cold water. It'll close your pores back up and leave your skin feeling nice and elastic. Now, the blades that I use, I said I would talk about it. There's a lot of different blades. I use Feather. Feather is a Japanese blade. It's considered the sharpest of all the razors. It's dangerous because it's sharp, so I wouldn't start with this one. But each person's skin type and contours is different. Some you will need a little bit slow, or I guess they would call it a slower cut. There's derby blades, there's Merkur blades, there's feather blades. There's such a variety of these. And for some people, this may not work. This will cause you to bleed all over the place. I've tried duller blades, and those cause me to bleed. So it really depends on your skin type, your hair type. You have to find the right match. So I would recommend, a lot of these are cheap. You can get a sampler pack. For example, I bought these 3. So there's 10 blades inside here. So I'll show you what they look like. You just push it out like this, and you'll see the blade is right inside there, and it comes in a little wax paper, and there's 10 of these blades per cartridge. Once you're finished with the cartridge, on the back side there's a little slot with a spring, and you slide all the old ones in there. That way when you're done, you have all these blades, and you can just send this right to the recycler. And it's only metal and plastic. All of it is recyclable. But yeah, the feathers were my favorite. I've tried Merkur and I've tried Derby, and Merkur was great, but it didn't leave me with a smooth feeling to my face. And the Derbys for me were just, they didn't really work that well, so I would have to go against the grain quite a bit, and it left my skin feeling a little raw. Feather blades, definitely the way to go, but there is a learning curve with these because they're so sharp. If you press down even a little, like you put your finger on here, you never want to do this. You never press. If you press, you can cut yourself and really bleed, and sometimes you'll bleed. And if you ever see old movies, you know, they put little tissue. You can just do that. But once you get the hang of it, I haven't cut myself. Probably the last 15 shaves, I haven't had any blood. So it's really nice. The other thing I've noticed is my skin is really cleared up because it's taking care of my pores. So it's actually washing as well as shaving, and I don't get pimples as much. It's been really nice. So that's another benefit for wet shaving. So the third phase is the blade. Finally, once you have everything, your face is washed off. You don't want to dry your face with a towel. You want to pat it dry, kind of leave it a little bit moist, and add your aftershave. So Art of Shaving has aftershaves that matches the smell, so you can have the same smell. But I kind of like getting a different kind. The one I recommend is Everyman Jack. It's from Target. It's a Target brand aftershave. But the reason I like it, it has low alcohol content, and it's not greasy. So when you put it on, it's very light. Not a lot of alcohol in it. Doesn't burn, and it has a really nice scent to it. And it's pretty cheap. I think I got this for like $3.99 or something like that. So it doesn't cost a lot of money. The thing that'll cost you a lot up front is the blade. This heavy, not the blade, but the actual razor. But once you buy it, the blades are really cheap, and this kind of blade, or this kind of razor, your grandpa might already have one. They last for generations. This is solid built. It's really heavy, a lot heavier than it looks. I know I make it look light, but it actually has quite a bit of heft to it. So definitely recommend it. But once, like I said, once you buy it, you'll save money. You'll save the environment by being able to just recycle everything. Your face will feel better, your skin will feel better, and I think you'll just enjoy it. There's something really cool about having sharp metal on your face and being able to shave the way your grandpa shaved. So highly recommend it. Again, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll be making other videos with some live demos. I'll be making a lather. I'll be doing a shave demo. I'll be showing you all the steps that I do, and hopefully you guys enjoy. So thanks.